Welcome back. Another episode here, Brothers View. Next episode, man. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Dude, it's been kind of shitty in the news lately. Got the whole election thing going by.
Yes, of course.
Everyone's running. Everyone's got something to say. DeSantis is out, so it looked like it's a Haley Trump battle, if you want to call it that. I don't know.
No. But the conspiracy theories are the most fun.
What conspiracy?
So the latest conspiracy, and I'm gonna have trouble saying this with a straight face. Okay. But the latest conspiracy is that Biden isn't actually going to run. He's going to wait until the actual convention to decide he's not running.
And do what?
And then at that point, Michelle Obama's name will be put out there. Okay. Supposedly a bunch of donors are being put about through Barack Obama. Let me tell you how crazy this theory is. Okay. Meg Kelly on her podcast actually answered this question.
Somebody
called her about this theory. My buddy Sid told me about this theory, and I was like, dude, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But apparently it's gained so much momentum that a caller called into Meg Kelly and they asked her to opine on this situation. It's
What did she say? Because she's a respectable anchor.
Keep in mind, I didn't watch her show.
Okay.
So, we get criticized for our little TikTok blurbs or whatever. I'm not going to sit there and judge what she said based on just that little blurb. Okay. But she kind of went through the whole process of how this was supposed to happen. And she was practically laughing in terms of this would be really interesting if this actually happened. But I don't see it.
She took it as entertainment. She didn't
I don't think she took it seriously. Again, I don't watch her show. I don't know. I'm only going off of this little TikTok blur.
Sure.
But it's gained enough momentum that people are actually talking about this ridiculous theory. I hope it's...
No, it can't happen. No. That's called a Netflix special. Okay. They did that already in House of Cards. No, you can't do that. No, that's going to be... No.
But it shows you the level of fervor that this election is bringing about, that these theories, these
maybe every election, but it's gotten crazy.
It's a little bit ridiculous.
I thought you were going to talk about the theory. I don't know if you heard about this. Okay, you remember? I'm gonna mess up his name, Vivek something Shwani, the guy who was running.
Yes. Okay. I remember.
Okay, I know I messed up his name. I kind of liked him for a while. Anyway, he tweeted at the end of the Kansas City game, or thereabouts afterwards, basically something to the effects that Taylor Swift has yet to endorse a candidate.
Yes, okay, I saw some of it.
Yeah, and something about a fictitious Hollywood power couple, right? No, not Hollywood. That wasn't exactly his words, but something along those lines, a Hollywood power couple that's bullshit, that's being propped up by the media, how that's going to have results or not results. What do you call it? Manipulation, sway on the shift. Yeah, that's going to cause a shift in the election because Hollywood or the media or whatever, pop culture has pumped these people up. And then wherever they go, obviously that's going to move that whole shift. And this was on freaking CNN. Nikki Haley was there. And the guy asked her, and I'm surprised. I mean, this woman is former governor. She was national security advisor or whatever with the UN and what have you, right? She spoke for the United States and probably she dealt with China, Russia. This is probably an extremely successful and reputable woman. And we're asking her about Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce. And I'm just like, and she kind of called it like, dude, this is what we're talking about. You know what I mean? People are not making enough money, right? We have a border problem with the border. We're fighting what? We got 2 wars, or we're involved in 2 conflicts. You know what I mean? And she's like, bro, this is what we're talking about. And I analyzed it because when you say conspiracy, and I started thinking about that, and then I analyzed it, I'm like, shit. Taylor Swift showed up to 1 football game, and that was the highest selling jersey for that 1 game that she showed up. And she kept going back and kept going back. I'm sure there's a shortage of Kelce jerseys. And all of a sudden, what are they called? Swifties? Swiftites? Swifters?
Swifties, I believe is the term.
Swifties.
Yes, yes.
They're all watching
Football.
football.
Yes.
If I'm the NFL, I'm trying to find a way to sign her to some sort of endorsement deal, brand ambassador, something.
It's a business decision.
This chick is probably more powerful than Pepsi Cola in the Super Bowl. Now, my point is, if she put that clout behind a candidate, bruh. I mean, I know a lot of her fan base can't vote because she has, teeny boppers and whatever, and cool.
There's a lot of adults, though.
And all those teeny boppers have parents. I mean, dude.
I have gotten... I cannot tell you how much negativity I have received because I was...
Hey, before you tank our show, don't say anything bad about the Swifter, all right?
I've said that I wasn't a fan of Taylor Swift, and I have been lambasted.
I love Taylor Swift.
Like
I love Taylor Swift. Taylor, I hope you're watching this, girl. She came to Tampa, as a matter of fact, sold out the whole damn place.
No, that's absolutely true.
I don't even think you could rent a car or find a hotel.
Nope.
Don't talk about Taylor.
No,
don't talk about my Taylor.
She's a performer.
Oh, no, she's epic.
She delivers. She's a performer. There's
She's
no
talented.
question.
Yeah, she's probably not our genre of choice, right?
Not my music choice, but
But,
that doesn't change the fact
she's
she's
a
a
performer,
professional. She's a performer. She puts on a show, and she has devoted fans.
For sure, dude. Would you say she's or the pop culture version of maybe a Madonna? Probably not, because she's not raunchy. Well, I don't want to say raunchy. Well, Madonna now is raunchy. I think when we were coming up, she was pushing boundaries, sex symbol, sexy, all of that. Not that I ever truly found Madonna sexy, but I think
It's a weird comparison to compare her to Madonna because it's a different era as well. Madonna came about in a specific era. She pushed an envelope in a certain direction that was appropriate, I think, for that particular generation. Yeah. For this current generation, it's a weird comparison to make. She's definitely one of the more powerful entities when we talk about the music industry.
Yeah.
I mean, she moves a lot.
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she took her music off of iTunes because she wasn't happy with the way she was getting paid or the split or how the revenue share went. And I believe she's one of the first artists to sign on to Tidal, which was a Jay-Z's platform or what have you. And a lot of artists follow suit.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I just came across an article. There's a problem with TikTok in terms of their renegotiation for royalties.
Problems with TikTok.
Well, specifically in the music industry, the royalties that are being discussed with TikTok, there's a renewal process in that contract that's falling apart. And a lot of people are starting to panic because if the music industry can't come to terms with TikTok, a lot of major artists, Taylor Swift was one of the big names that was mentioned, will no longer be available on TikTok.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
And it's interesting that we talk about these backroom deals between the recording industry and TikTok, but the fact that people are having an emotional response to the idea that suddenly Taylor Swift's music, and there were other artists mentioned, but without question, all the headlines was like, yo, Taylor Swift stuff's not going to be available on TikTok. Yeah. TikTok's stock will take a dive.
Yeah, yeah.
If this doesn't get fixed.
I shouldn't say shrewd. She's a smart, avid businesswoman too. For her to make that move to pull off of iTunes, dude, I mean, that was huge. And I think Tidal ended up getting sold. I think iTunes ended up buying them back, or not buying them back, but buying them out or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I commend her. Man.
She's a force to be reckoned with, but and this is always the argument we have with the entertainment industry when it comes into politics. Okay, trying to put this individual. She is such an intelligent business person, or at least surrounded by fantastically intelligent business people that she's brought into her circle. I don't see her touching any of this. This is a landmine you want nothing to do with. So the whole conspiracy thing about her somehow trying to affect the election, I think every business person around her would be like, yeah, no, we want nothing to do with this. Yeah. The less we say about it, the better.
Bottom line, she has more to lose than to gain.
Of course. There's nothing,
this equation.
There's nothing to win here.
Now, it's amazing. We're talking about presidential elections and we got to Taylor Swift. But we talked about this a lot. Me and you go back and forth, and we got mixed feelings, right? Sometimes we avidly disagree. Sometimes the position we were on, we flip, and then we're like, wait a minute, I thought we agreed on that. Celebrities, and I'm talking about anybody famous, whether you're an athlete, artist, speaker, whatever, rich person, and people just know your name. We've always had a hard time finding a way celebrities can use their platform to speak their political views or their opinions. They normally get crucified for it. Gina Carano could be one, right? Said something that didn't go with whatever, boom, gone.
Robert De Niro would be another one.
Robert De Niro, right?
Yeah.
I feel that music is an expression of art, and people who listen to music kind of want to get away from political rhetoric, want to get away from the bullshit from your job. You want to, that's your release, that's your out. Now, when the person the person that you're listening to touts a certain message, you kind of be like, damn it, bro. I wanted to get away from listening to politics. I want to get away from listening to Sleepy Joe, Crazy Trump. I wanted to get away from that. I just want to listen to my Taylor Swift song, which I can't even name a single one. Probably know the lyrics when it comes on. Like, I'll be the only middle-aged man singing in his car to a Taylor Swift song, but I couldn't name you a single thing. But point is, she provides that release. And I think, and we kind of already agreed, right? If she gets involved here, she's got more to lose than anything. But I think it's also unfair for celebrities to not be able to speak their freaking opinion and speak their mind.
And that's the weird thing, right? So you should be able to speak your mind. You should be able to be, and I've talked about this, always be genuine.
Uh-huh.
If somebody asks you your opinion, you should be able to speak it up.
Yeah.
Okay. But speaking your opinion is not the same thing as trying to endorse a candidate.
Okay.
And celebrities, in my opinion, should avoid trying to get involved into these issues, because the bottom line, and we've talked about the absurdity of everything falling along political lines. There's no way you're going to tell me that all Taylor Swift fans are Democrats or all Taylor Swift fans are Republicans or what have you. Okay. This is the same thing that happened. In an absurd way, we go back to what happened with the Dixie Chicks, where they made an attempt against George Bush. And all of a sudden, the reality is most of their fans happen to be Republican.
Card carrying.
Okay, so
they had the Republican card and the NRA card, right?
And they got unfairly beat up because they didn't speak positively about George Bush at that time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and they paid the price for expressing their opinion.
Or
it was Junior. I'm pretty sure it was
Junior.
Junior. Yeah. They paid the price for expressing themselves.
Yeah.
But the reality is, okay, you should be able to be genuine. You should be able to be your own thing. But then me as a fan, you're forcing me to choose. Because if you're going to go and support and endorse a candidate for an issue, because it doesn't even have to be an actual politician. It could just be an issue that I happen to disagree with. The only reason that you had that platform is because I was your fan. Mm-hmm. So now you're forcing me to vote with my dollars and my fandom to follow along political lines. If you're going to push for this agenda, if you're going to push for this candidate, if you're going to push for this issue, you only have that ability because I put you in that position of popularity because I'm buying your product. Right. So now you're telling me that if I buy your product, you're going to endorse an issue that I don't care for. So the only way for me to go against that is to stop buying your product. Stop being your fan.
I feel like we're talking about the MyPillow guy.
That's a great example. No, that's an absolute great example.
Put all ships leading one way, man. That man was Trump till I die, baby.
Yo, his political point of views did not interest me. I did not follow this whole concept of, Bendel was his name, this whole concept of the rigged election. I didn't buy into that. I love the goddamn pillow. I have two on my bed.
Right.
The firm one and the soft one. I take turns between the two. I love the fucking pillow. But I bought him before he had this political statement that he decided to make.
Now, knowing what you know, would you still buy those pillows? Okay, knowing
it's
how much
retarded that's part of the conversation.
Knowing how good those pillows are. No, hey, by the way, our publicist Stacy got mad last time you said retarded.
Of course, yes. No.
I told her there's nothing wrong with the word retarded.
We go back into the political wokeness. We said we were going to do an anti-woke show.
Yeah, we did. No, I just wanted to make fun of you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And actually,
we call each other the word retarded. Yeah, we call each other. Yeah, right. When it came out, you're like, shit. Am I allowed to say that again?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with retard.
Yeah, it has nothing
exactly.
to do with that inexplicably is a problem to say that the word retarded has nothing to do with retards. Oh my god. I feel like the guys from SNL when they read each other's jokes.
It's a sensitivity issue. Yeah, it's a sensitivity.
Okay. No, so you knowing that the pillows are great, and now you knowing that this guy, you're not agreeing with his batshit craziness,
Right.
would you still buy the pillow?
I'm annoyed that that's even a question. I'm annoyed that that situation should exist. And this is where we go to the point of saying that celebrities, Bendel is kind of even hard to call a celebrity because he's just a well-known guy because he does his own commercials, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But the fact that and this is why you shouldn't get into these issues, I'm not saying that the person shouldn't express his opinion, but just because this guy didn't just express an opinion. He's putting money and clout,
Oh yeah.
okay, behind this issue. He's actually spending his profits. Now it's hard to separate the two.
Yeah. The company from the
My decision about what pillow I'm going to put underneath my head should have nothing to do with politics. That shouldn't be part of the conversation. Don't put that in there. What TV show I watch, what product I wear, what clothing I put on should have no bearing on my political point of view.
should, right? But I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible to keep the
That's a problem.
The issues separate.
That's an
So I immediately think to somebody like Angelina Jolie, successful actress, made money, Hollywood baby. She's very, I don't know if political is the right word, but she's very active in the United Nations refugees, people getting dislocated. I don't know if dislocated is the right word.
She's a UN ambassador.
Yeah, thank you. She's a UN ambassador for.
She's a UN ambassador for
My whole point is, you can't get pissed at her. She's helping people. She's helping. She's helping people find homes. They're displaced. Helping people set up schools. You can't get mad at her, right? That's like the most humanitarian thing that she could do. In a way, it is politically driven. She has spoken at I think she has spoken at the UN before. She has spoken in other platforms or whatever. But is what we're saying now? Okay, as long as you can find a cause that we all universally can get behind, we're good. You're allowed to speak your piece. Because I can't see anybody rallying against the work that she's doing. She's helping everyone. She's probably doing the most humanitarian work possibly can be done. Very selfless. So, I don't know. I just kind of feel like, damn, it kind of sucks. I feel like, dude, if I was a celebrity and I was famous and this is the way I feel, I should be able to use my platform to do this. I'll give you another example real quick. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has thrown Michael Jordan under the bus tons of freaking times because he feels that Mike doesn't step up for, let's say, human and civil rights.
Actually, as far as I know, he's never championed a single issue.
Yeah, the African American black community. Yeah, he doesn't want
nothing.
That's not him. He doesn't want to do it. And Kareem Abdul said, "Hey, dude, you came up through this. You knew what this is about. You've seen this. Whether you grew up middle class, poor, rich, whatever, you now have an ability to help your fellow man. You're not doing it." Kareem has called him out a lot of times on it. And it's like, damn, dude. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. He's like, let me run my business, make my money, make my empire.
There are different ways to support and champion a cause. I don't think you need to necessarily come out with statements. I don't think you necessarily need to come out and speak out or denounce the other side. You can do that through investing. You can do that through support. You can do that a little bit more quietly without necessarily getting on a megaphone.
Yeah.
And for example, from my point of view, that's essentially what Angelina Jolie has done. Perfect example. Okay,
she's created awareness, though. I mean, she's
created awareness.
She's
and I
up there
understand
talking,
that, but she's got boots on the ground. She's actively taking a participation in issues that she believes in. You know what I'm saying? This is not just somebody who's trying to get on the pulpit and push for an issue. She has actually taken concrete actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she's a G.
To make these issues happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's not the same thing. I can't attack her in the same way. But I also don't feel like any action that she's done really falls along partisan lines. I understand that not everybody might agree with some of the choices or some of those people that she's supporting, but that doesn't change. She's not trying to push a political agenda. You know what I'm saying? She's not, I don't feel
it's a humanitarian agenda.
Exactly. I mean, it's not,
I'll tell you what,
that shouldn't be hard to argue against.
The real problem is this. She's not using anyone's money. She's using donor money. So people are giving away this money, pledging this money, donating this money for this cause. The minute that we were to do that, let's say on a national level, that's when we go down party lines. Oh, you're going to use our tax dollars. Wait a minute. We got to build these roads. Our airports are falling apart. We got a border problem. And then that starts to polarize people to take certain positions. I think that is one of the things that, oh, and plus it's freaking international. I think every American's okay with you spending pesos, pounds, euros, anything. But if you start spending US dollars, then
I don't think it's the issue is U.S. dollars. I think the issue is tax dollars.
okay, tax. That's what I meant.
You know what I'm saying?
Tax dollars.
If
Yeah,
you choose to donate to any sort of organization,
Can't
whether
get
it
mad
be
at
to
you.
Save the Children, Planned Parenthood, or what have you, it doesn't really matter. You chose to use your dollars the way you wanted to.
Yep.
It's a different thing for Congress to do it because now that's tax dollars.
Yep.
And I think that's the distinction. In much of her activities, she's not the only one, but we've highlighted her. A lot of those activities that she's doing aren't really involving taxpayer dollars. She's seeking your own personal donation.
Yeah.
If you want to back this issue, then you can put in your
Get some
dollar.
money. Yeah. Well, okay, cool. So, and I'm poking holes in my own shit right now. She's cool because she's using donor funds, right? You chose to give that money for this cause. She's going to do what she's got to do. As much as I don't want to bring this up, and we got to Google this, right? But Colin Kaepernick, man was crucified, villainized, and at the same time, what's the opposite of villainized? Heroized? Glorified, thank you. He was glorified for what he did, right? Polarized, right? I'm not going to say we're 50-50, but shit, pretty close. 60-40 at least, right? Of like, no, he's an asshole. He's anti-military. He's this, and other people saying, oh no, he's a patriot. He stands up for what he does, this and that. And you're like, shit, you know what I mean? Has no money involved. Man sat, then took a knee. Him personally didn't tell anybody what to do with their money. He didn't do anything with anyone's money. But here's a celebrity. So we're kind of going, I'm trying to bring it back to the root.
I think
Here's
the
a celebrity.
distinction. Here's the distinction.
Uh-huh.
And I think this is the important distinction, okay? What Colin Kaepernick did, he did on the NFL field.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm tuning into a football game, I don't want to discuss politics. I don't want to discuss social media issues.
Goes back to
I
the
want to
thing.
watch a football game.
It's a form
now,
of release. Yes,
no,
yes.
Now, what you do off the field, if you want to go and champion an issue, okay, on your own time, use your name recognition, okay, to move forward an agenda. I don't think anybody can fault that person.
So
We
his
get-
mistake was doing it on
I
NFL
think that's
time.
the bigger issue.
Doing it at work.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's
Well,
the
you're
bigger
saying that's the issue, right? I mean,
I think that's the bigger problem is that you're forcing me to watch this drama play out
Yeah.
when I wanted to do was watch a football game.
Now, I'm not a Cap fan at all. And I've always thought he was overrated. I never thought he was as good as he was. When he came back with his injury, I thought he was even crappier.
I'm just thinking about the hate comments you're going to get for that statement, but go ahead.
Colin Kaepernick sucks. All right. Well, he doesn't suck, but he's not as good as he thinks he is.
All right. Wait.
Point is, all right. And then we were told, oh, you're not enough talking sports. I'm going to talk sports. Cap ain't shit. Now, my point, I mean, he can throw better than me. I promise you that. He can run better than me. He can jump better than me.
He's an athlete. He's a professional athlete.
My point, and I'm getting I forget what I'm saying here.
I'm sorry.
Here's what I'm saying. I think he was a victim of circumstance. And you educated me on this. Because I thought, oh, he took a knee, you know, what the hell? And you're like, no, my man just decided to sit and not stand for the anthem. And I was like, no, he took a knee. And then, you went and you found me, and you showed me, no, bullshit. He sat and
There was
somebody,
an evolution to this whole
and somebody
process.
told him take a knee.
Yeah.
And he never said, I'm not standing because of this. He never said, I'm kneeling because of that. Until
made a
was-
personal choice.
Until he was asked.
Yeah. He made a personal choice.
And like you said, be genuine.
yeah.
In that aspect, I got to respect them that, dude, you're a man. You feel a certain way. You did what you did. This is the country of freedom. You're allowed to express yourself. Do what you got to do. I'm also allowed to say, hey, that's not right. I'm also allowed to say, hey, as a veteran, I am not. But as a veteran, that offends me. And we can have a conversation. And that's kind of like the basis of this whole show. You can, this whole podcast, we can disagree. Let's have a conversation. Shouldn't villainize you just because you did something. Let me understand why you did it. So I kind of feel like he was villainized with that. And it wasn't his, and it's just something that happened. It was a movement. And I know you want to talk about him and get shit for calling him that he's not that good. I almost feel like there's a similarity here with, and no, he is not Rosa Parks, but I feel like there's a similarity here with Rosa Parks, who just said, "I'm tired.
I didn't
want
want
to sit down. I just want to sit down."
She wasn't trying to make a movement.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make a movement, right? And there's back and forth. You're gonna find stories on this where she knew the bus driver. She knew the bus driver that was picking her up. Her and that bus driver had issues
They had a
before,
history.
and she chose that moment to sit down and make a statement. Whatever. At the end of the day, she just chose to. I'm not getting up, bro. I'm fucking tired. All right. And he chose. I'm not getting up to stand for this anthem because whatever his beliefs were. Right. So, I don't know if it's fair for a celebrity not to be able to speak their mind. And at the same time, I think you and I can agree that they need to pick and choose when they're going to do it. Don't do it at work. Imagine you go to work and you start touting your beliefs on border security.
No,
It's not the right place for it.
No, it's a knife cuts both ways. I've often advocated that you should not get in trouble for anything you did on your free time. Your employer should not be able to come after you for you're expressing an opinion.
Yeah, we talked about this with
Yes.
Facebook and shit, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
You should not be penalized for you expressing your opinion on your own time. It's your business. You're being genuine. Okay. The only time your employer should be involved is if you go to work and then try to push this issue.
Right.
Okay. Or if anything you did on your off time somehow interferes with your ability to do your job.
What if you are let's say you're a manager at Walmart, and in your free time, you have a YouTube channel, swastika flag in the back, and you read Mein Kampf. I'm trying to go extreme because this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
And obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that will subscribe to that YouTube channel. Did you see what he did?
Yes, I did.
Your managers or your superiors or even your subordinates find you on that. Is that grounds for termination? And I know it sucks. But I had to go extreme.
It is an extreme.
I had to go extreme, right?
Right.
Because you're either free or you're not. And we're not talking about yelling fire in a crowded room.
At some point, someone
We're talking about common sense.
is going to see your podcast and recognize you in the store.
Yep.
Okay. And that's such an extreme example. Okay. That person will more than likely show up at the store to try to confront you
Yeah.
or make a statement against you or call your employer. Okay.
I like where you're going with this.
And trigger a boycott.
Yeah.
At that point, okay, your offline presence has created an interference with your ability to do your job.
Yep. Problems at home spilled into work. It's the same
It's
concept.
the same concept.
Yep. I like where you're
Okay.
going with that. Yep.
At that point, you have become a hindrance to your job. I can understand your employer stepping in.
Yep.
Okay. But that's an extreme
It is.
hate-filled
Yeah.
example.
But I think that's the only way everyone can get by. I shouldn't say everyone, right? But that's the only way I think. Fuck, I'm going to say it. That's the only way everyone can get behind it.
Okay. Now,
Because
I
if we do
witnessed-
wishy-washy shit, oh, it's okay, it's this, that.
No, but we can back this up.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't have to be that bad.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you a real world example, okay, where I saw a couple, okay, who
Yeah.
both worked at the same job,
Right.
okay, had their relationship. Nobody cared. It was an acceptable relationship. Nobody was in sort of power play. There was no nothing. They worked in different departments. Everything was fine. They got into an argument at home, and that argument carried on at work.
Yep.
Okay, and they walked around the entire facility
Arguing.
publicly displaying this argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Right, you
at
gotta
that
go.
point, what you did in your home
Spilled into the workplace.
spilled into the workplace. Sorry, now your employer has to step in because now you're doing it at work.
The only thing I would say is this. do we wait? Not the only thing I will say. The only thing I will ask is this: as an employer, do I wait for that moment to happen, or can I proactively, let's just say, fire you? Oh no, let's just say take action, because it may or may not be a terminating offense.
We get into legalities here because this is going to vary from state to state.
Yeah, but our opinion. Because here's the problem. I agree 100%. I think you and I agree. Your shit comes into work, you create a problem, you either get sent home, suspended, or fired. Done, right? Reprimanded at the bare minimum. But before, if I'm able to see that, and I know this is going to happen, or I can anticipate this is going to happen, because this was what's happening. You got the teachers do the OnlyFans, and then they get fired from school. And a lot of times the parents didn't see. First of all, the parents see it. I mean, that's another conversation, but or the principal, even that's another fucking conversation. But either way, administration finds out the teacher's doing OnlyFans, he or she, and they kakang, they let them go. So I think they're preemptively stopping that from happening. Now, in our example, I think it's clear. Your shit that you do, your side job, your whatever the fuck it is that you do, spills into work.
If it didn't happen, from my opinion,
that's
we
all
get
we
to
can
the
do.
legalities of it, okay? From my opinion, if it didn't happen at work, okay, then the conversation should be, we feel that your behavior is going to interfere with your job. A warning, okay? And ask you to stop. The immediate termination shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
You know, if we have this behavior, let's have a conversation. Y'all need to stop this. Can't be doing this. It's interfering with work. If the behavior continues,
We subscribe.
okay, we can subscribe, but then we can actually take chance. We can take action. You were given an opportunity.
Kind of creates that paper trail from an employment level, right?
Absolutely.
We need an HR specialist on here.
Yeah. Share 'em.
What'd you say?
Share 'em.
What's Sharon?
Society for Human Resource Management.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's an actual professional society for this sort of thing.
Do they have FAQs? We should see if they'll show up in the FAQs.
They do have an FAQ. I don't know if it's on there.
If I do OnlyFans and get fired.
I don't know the answer to that question.
All right, let's close out our segment with Pussy vs. Patriot. I'm going first. Taylor Swift, Pussy vs. Patriot. Taylor Swift is a patriot. Taylor Swift, I can't wait till you subscribe. Taylor Swift, we're on Spotify.
It's hard to call her a patriot because of the Kansas City thing.
You better be careful, sir.
No, because Patriots is a whole NFL team. She's a Kansas City fan.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
That makes it hard, but I can't call her pussy.
She's definitely a chief.
Okay, I'm going to go with that.
I'll let you pivot with chief.
Fair enough.
Colin Kaepernick?
He's a-
Say it.
Sorry,
Yes,
he's
he's
a
a
pussy.
pussy.
He's a pussy.
Colin Kaepernick's a pussy.
We keep bringing the poor guy back up, but no.
But yeah, we talked about it. I think the first
That's the issue,
second,
yeah. But no, he's
Poor
a
guy.
pussy. Yeah, sorry.
We got anybody else?
No, I think we're
That's it.
Hitler.
Categorically, pussy.
Pussy without question.
No, I'm sorry, I can't. Anything that guy did right, tie his shoes right, I gotta say it was wrong. Anything categorically, I gotta go against. Sorry.
No, well, okay, I won't
Yeah,
argue with that.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you. See you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you. Why didn't you say the H word? Let me tell you a story, Louis. I had this. Are the cameras off? Oh shit! No, we gotta turn them off. All right.